restoring men and history. And this is fantastic for the ladies, especially because we need to return to femininity in America, and the men, how to pick a wife, how to identify those virtues. Reclaiming Femininity to Save America by Jessica Marie Baumgartner, American thinker. She states, everything that is causing this country to fail can be traced back to mothers being removed from the home. Boom. Well, we do believe having mothers in the home is outstanding for the husband, the wife, and the children. And feminism has worked hard to do massive damage to the family, the men and women relationships, and children, and allow the schools to indoctrinate the children. So the mother in the home, less indoctrination, less problems, right? Even the wife at home, right? You've got that. Women can do what? Create a home out of land, create a home out of a building. Women can do something while men are out there making things happen. Women can create magnificent homes and beauty in the home and peace and joy. So let's go on. He goes on. Fathers were traditionally more equipped for hunting, working the fields and going to war. They were the protectors, and that's what we need to be if you have a wife, the protector. But they were always not in the home. When we had an agrarian society and shopkeepers, they were close to home and dads lived nearby, so you had the influence of both. Sometimes they would take their boys fishing and close the shop above and live above the shops. That's one reason tyrants don't like the small businessman, right? You have the freedom to close if you want. You still have to work extraordinarily hard, but you can close. You have that feeling of freedom. And the shop owners had that. Now, farmers worked very hard and long hours, but they were close, and the boys worked in the field with them, getting that relationship with their father, getting that influence from the father and the mother, right? So you had a family dynamic working there, not just corporate hollow men working in corporate America. That historically has been their purpose, to go out and bring supplies back to the family.
My name's Chisholm. Those animals are mine.
Oh, there must be some mistake here.
You made it.
Hey, there's Chisholm getting his cattle back. If you like our mission, please subscribe, like, hit the comments, and hit the notification button. Now, when you have roles, everybody knows their purpose and mission, and it makes the men feel better and think better, and it makes most women think better and feel better to know that role. And it gives guidance and stability to the family, and the kids know where to look for discipline from the father, nurturing from the mother, right? It's a balance. Human nature, that's the order. That way each can have an impact and make a difference in the lives of their children and society. Smallest political institution, the family. Feminism has attacked the family, has attacked the mother. We want to exalt the mothers. Likewise, historically, women have remained at home, joined together as community organizers, and nurtured families, whether they have children or not. Right? Women can create a great home, be a great homemaker, if they choose to. And again, some women don't have to choose this. Freedom. You can choose to work all your life and not have children. You can choose to not be married, right? This is a choice. This is a choice. So those ties are a part of who we are. Women grow depressed and unhealthy when they don't have connections to others. I've read a lot of different surveys, and you know what we say about surveys. They can be biased, but a lot of surveys do say that women need that social connection. And we've recently covered that in a video where men have less friends, women have less friends. Not great for society, great for tyrants, great for totalitarians, great for oligarchies, right? Because you're cut off and you're not sharing with your neighbors information and valuable things and building those bonds. We like to feel included and appreciated. That's true. I think women do. We generally seek the approval of others. Well, that's built in the woman's system, right? That's why you need also the masculine, right? So that we don't become a society with no borders and full of total entitlements, right? You have that balance of the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and they go together, right? That the mother can be nurturing in the home.
Bread, that this house may never know hunger. Salt, that life may always have flavor.
And wine, that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
You want that balance of the masculinity so you don't get a femme-centric or feminine society. You want a order, borders, sovereignty. Because you have to have that balance, right? If women want the approval of others, especially in politics. You've got to have the balance of masculine energy and not just men that aren't of virtue that are working for themselves in Washington, right? You need a balance of men that are looking out for society in politics, not just feeling like we must hurt American citizens to not have a border, right? There are always exceptions, of course, but for the most part, women have, back to the article, women have been the community organizers. We are the ones who come together because while our men were gone, we had to rely what? On each other. So we understand support systems. We require support from others at a higher level than men typically. And this is why you need the balance. So you do need American femininity, you need American masculinity too, to make sure, again, that we still have borders and that the federal government is restrained and not just throwing money everywhere, going in debt and deficits, because debts and deficits are badly done in Washington, right? Badly done. In that turn, women became support systems for men when they returned home. That was part of their traditional role. And it is still a necessary element of healthy relationships. True, men go to fight battles. They go out and battle all day in corporate America and other places to bring home money. And when they get home, they want peace, right? Love, joy, peace, right? Women have a long, strong history of being the nurturers, right? We are the ones who have bred grace and dignity. Now, look at we just did civility and relativism in 2 videos. Look at the lack of civility in America right now, the common sense that's lacking. You've got indoctrination centers in the schools, and children aren't being taught manners as well. You notice it, yes or no, sir? Just polite, simple, normal things you would do, responding back in 24 hours, saying you can't get there if you can't. It's a very important role and has been degraded and removed from Western culture in modern times. We help women stand tall. And that's also how men and women can complement each other. Again, men and women can complement each other in their roles. Men bring the masculine and fill that role. Women bring the femininity. And for that, society can become better. You look at the dynamics in It's Wonderful Life, you can see it, of how she brings order. Now, feminine women of virtue can push their men to be better in a feminine way. Now, Marxists want to divide men and women. Why? For power, control, right? And they've been damaging the family. Feminism, they believe, will help them increase their control and power over children and over the country. They don't want strong, developed families. Department of Education does not want mom seeing what's going on. So you take her out of the home and the Marxist indoctrination centers get control of the kids, right? Women, she goes on to say this, back to the article, women are taking on more masculine roles and pushing men aside. Now that's good for totalitarians, right? Create that division. It also creates less attraction because manly men aren't attracted to masculine women for the most part, 99% of the time. And feminine women aren't going to be attracted to feminine men 99% of the time because we want the opposite. So if you want to be attracted by manly men, you ladies be feminine. Corporations don't want that, right? They want that dual income and everybody working, nobody having children. But we need children in society, and children are a good thing. And a stable family is a good thing. Keeps men out of prison, by the way, for the father and mother to both be there, and keeps girls from being as wild. Put the mother and father there sitting down, having dinner every night, having that order and stability and love of a father can help both the boy and girl. So this Marxist attack on the family and mothers is really harmful to the nation. So of course, you have to reduce the size of the federal government and the regulations so more women can have the choice to stay at home. What's the most fulfilling? In the movie It's a Wonderful Life, which place was Donna Reed more fulfilled? Single and alone or married?
Mary.
Come on. Come on in here now. Now you stand right over here by the tree. Right there, and don't move.
Glory to the newborn King.
What's that?
That's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence.
Look what a beautiful home she created, too, an environment for her children. Women are no longer taking care of their own families and raising the next generation with the mentally healthy practices that have served humanity's greater purpose for time immemorial, right? For example, these manners and common practice that women can hold down, it's like, for example, in the men's groups or anywhere, you're not going to make it somewhere, you text and say, I can't make it. It's proper, it's consideration for the other members of the group and the start times and everything. And RSVP, you got to get back, respond. So, not being taught as well. Do what you say, not being taught as well. So we have a video on that. Great for totalitarians, though. They can teach that your boy might be a girl, that your girl might be a boy or a cat, and insanity. So mothers in the home are a phenomenal thing for America, and they help prevent the indoctrination of their kids. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. So who do you want teaching the vices and virtues? Well, you need both. You need the man doing it and the woman, right? But mom being there has a tremendous impact. Think if she's there all day. She's there when the kids get home. Think about that. What a difference and an impact in America that would make. Women in general, she says, back to the article, are losing their femininity. Now, this is huge because, again, it goes back to attraction, right? You know, when Daniel Day-Lewis is looking, Hawkeye is looking at Cora in the film, it's Last of the Mohicans, there's a great attraction there. Anyway, if you lose the attraction, you what? You have less people getting married, less children being born. Great, again, for totalitarians who want open borders and they can import the votes and have their day. And the differences, the softness, the femininity of a woman, that creates that attraction. The way they dress and dresses and everything. Unique and different. There's a style. Women look fantastic in dresses. Kindness, good manners, and being community-involved traits are becoming more rare. This is so true. Kindness, how much do we focus on kindness, good manners, community-involved traits? Think about little women when they pack up and they take all the stuff in, right?
Cold. Better. That's good. We were handing out food as quickly as we could make up the baskets. Now, Miss Amy, what is this in my pocket?
Father!
To the neighbors. And what that mom in Little Women is teaching. And what the mom, Donna Reed, in It's a Wonderful Life is teaching. That Little Women mom is taught what? Her daughters. At Christmas, there's not much. The Civil War is going on. But she teaches her daughters what? Sacrifice, selflessness. Is that being taught today? That's what a mother can do at the home while the man was off fighting the war in Little Women. That mother was raising fantastic children with virtues. Children who knew how to sacrifice. Remember when the one girl, the youngest, I believe, puts the yarn today? So they can take it to the other family and they walk over. Sacrifice, the mother's teaching that. The mother's teaching manners. Think about your neighbors, consideration for others. All these values of America that can be taught from the mom and father. Father's got to teach the Constitution and the Bible, right, in history. So that makes a better society. That is what the totalitarians don't want, right? If you want control power, you don't want this phenomenal family that's close and full of love and being taught virtues over vices, because then you'll know self-reliance, and then you'll know all these great virtues, which the government doesn't want you to know, it seems, right? Because they want to hand out huge entitlements and control people. Now, for example, a basic thing, do what you say as men. Fathers need to teach that. We talked about that earlier. Cancel if you have to. I've run a lot of men's groups. I know this isn't being taught well at all because we have to teach it. If you got to text, if you got to cancel, you got to text and cancel. If it says RSVP, you got to get back. Okay. All right. Then she goes into her book. Maybe this is a good book to read. I haven't read it. Reclaiming Femininity, Saving Women's Traditions and Our Future. Because our traditions are being eroded. We've talked about this. You know how valuable traditions are. The tradition of Thanksgiving, Christmas, the statues, the history of the country. Very valuable. We need it. Mothers can teach it. Fathers can teach it. The goal of Marxists and globalists, of course, is to tear down all these traditions so that you don't have that shared common bonds. We've talked about it. To divide and gain power. Wipe out your heritage. So you don't remember those American principles. So you don't remember the order. So you don't have roles. So you're unclear, you're doubting, you're confused about what you're supposed to do in life. But for the majority of women like being in the home, right? But they can have a choice and do what they want. Instead of passing on recipes, care, and child rearing tips, we have become a society, this is her again, obsessed with self-care, masculating women while we simultaneously vilify masculinity in a natural state. Yes, do not do this, ladies. Do not become masculine. Be feminine, and more manly men will be attracted to you. Very important. And it will be great for society, and your daughters will see this and be able to model it instead of just seeing Hollywood and all the Marxist attacks. And then this is the way a man and woman can complement each other in the traditional roles: femininity, masculinity, going together, complementing. Men giving discipline, women giving nurturing. Back to our article. So we have all these women who are performing men's roles and then wondering why they're depressed all the time. Big thing in America now. So many people are depressed. What do you think it is? Getting out of the natural order, perhaps? Right? Why they have so much anxiety? You've seen it, right? I've seen it in the stores. All these single women with anxiety.
Don't laugh at me, goddammit! Don't you laugh at me! My money back. Yes, you are. You can quit her. Me.
I was told by Apple Care that I could walk in the store and get the part.
You being a white woman, you literally thinking that that's okay. You standing there with your baby thinking that's okay. I don't know what you're videoing.
And why they're never happened. By the way, men are more depressed than ever too. This isn't a woman thing, it's a society thing. You can't go against the natural order, gentlemen, ladies. What you were created for. And in the majority of the cases, there's going to be outliers and exceptions. But the majority, there's natural order was created for certain roles. By the way, my friend Jimmy and I noticed this at Whole Foods and everything. These single, pretty girls that were all anxious, stressed, or depressed. You can see it on their faces, the worry, the anxiety. So what she writes about here, I've seen. Jimmy's seen. We noticed it. So again, there's natural order. And she goes on. Back to her article. It's very simple. Women have a biological desire to nurture. Right. It's true. You see it with animals. You see it with other things, right? Whether they know it or not. The way a man handles a dog and a woman handles a dog is very different, right? If you watch, I remember this girl bringing her dog to me. It was disciplined by the time it left. I had to keep it a weekend. It was wild when it got to my house. She loved the dog, but we just handled the dog differently. Going on. That's why the far left movement is full of women who are obsessed with controlling others instead of focusing on themselves. It's why self-declared SJWs harass others. Boom. Notice all the women during the mass time. They got that little bit of power at their little positions, right? I mean, I wasn't going to do it anyway, but here's the point. You see it in the videos. You see it in the videos where they're trying to tell somebody something, right? So you gave them a little bit of power, probably because their life was atrocious or they had no power before. And so this little bit of power to tell someone to put on a mask or tell someone not to smoke a cigar or tell someone to drive electric or blah, blah, blah. Control, control, control.
You don't have to wear a mask.
Okay, thank you.
You can't shop here.
Huh?
So I'm asking you to leave, please.
Oh, you're lying.
No,
So-
I'm asking you to leave. We have the right to refuse service.
All right, so that's bull.
No,
I've
we
been
have the
coming
right
here
for
since the
any
store has
reason.
been
Please
open.
Step outside, sir.
Oh,
Please.
for any reason, yeah.
Please, for
It's because I didn't wear a mask, and you just.
You're a very nice man. You're a good customer, but I'm asking you to leave.
That's very nice of you to say. That's very nice of you to say.
It scares the people. It scares the people shopping here.
Well, they need to stop living in fear. We can't live like this anymore. The time has come to rise above the hate and the fear.
Yeah, you can make your speech.
I'm not
outside.
yelling. I'm just talking.
Make your speech outside.
Freedom. Come over to the freedom side. If you want to drive electric, drive electric. If you want to put on a mask, put on a mask. Don't tell us what to do. We'll drive our V8s and we'll own our guns and we'll smoke our cigars. Thank you very much. And then you can go do what is you do, whatever that is. Put on your mask in a car and ride down the freeway alone in a mask and never shoot a gun and never smoke a cigar, whatever you want to do, but just don't tell us not to smoke. Right? Control, control, control. You see this control and then create all your fake studies. And again, the nurturing works with the masculine. So then you have better relationships. They complement each other, right? Because the mother's nurturing. She says, "Oh, Johnny, you hurt yourself," and the father says, "Oh, get out there and do it again. You'll be okay, boy." Right? So it works. Nurturing, discipline, masculinity, encouraging boys to take risk and climb a tree, fall and break your arm. Okay, it's okay. Woman's like, don't do it, right? So that works together. This control thing, keep the government out of our lives. And again, the federal government, we're not going to go in there. We're not going to go into things the federal government does where they have no enumerated powers today, but they're way overboard. Restrain the federal government. They cannot control your life like they try to. Okay, she goes on. What does she say? They're seeking to appear charitable and trying to pretend that they have social ties, even though they're degraded. So we've read our articles on how women have less friends, men have less friends. Let's keep going. America has a history of promoting self-sufficiency, right, as well as healthy community ties. And this goes back to big government too. That's a balanced legacy that has been twisted and contorted by mentally unstable individuals. It's also a thorn in tyranny side and thorn in oligarchy side, right? This nation was designed for people to take care of themselves and promote community through shared experiences. Shared experiences bond us. Shared American principles bond us. That's why the Marxists fight so hard to tear down all your statues, your founding fathers, and your traditions of Christmas and Easter. Notice how they just attack. They want to tear down. What are they going to replace it with? Nothing. They're going to replace it with their power and control, right? Get the federal government out of unconstitutional areas and return to freedom. Come on to the freedom side. It's more fun over here. Holidays, traditions, culture are all linked, she goes on to say. This is her, back to her now. That's right. We talk about this all the time. Cultures and traditions, they must be protected. We must stand for them peacefully and protect the traditions. So we have that bond. So generations have the bond. So we have those shared values and traditions with all generations. She says, going on, when these elements of life are torn down and destroyed, chaos ensues. And that's what the Marxists want. They want chaos. They want bad families. They want weak families. That gives them more power control. Then you can get handouts from the government and move on. Look at their attack on Christmas. It's amazing. Huh. Funny, they had to listen to Christmas music at Christmas, right? That's funny. Okay, women had a strong role, going back to her piece. Women had a strong role in the founding of this nation and throughout its history, but now we're being lost. Now we're lost. We're being told to forget and turn away from everything that made us great. It's unhealthy. What makes women great? What makes men great? It's incorrect. And it's creating misery, by the way. See those looks. Watch next time you go out to the store, watch the looks. And it will only bring about more suffering if we cannot find balance. Going on, to right the ship, women need to step into their proper roles and reclaim their femininity. All right. Don't be indoctrinated by feminism and Marxism. It will cost many your true happiness. Be careful of feminism and Marxism. It's created a lot of misery in this world, a lot of damage to women, to men, the children, and the family. Look at the families before feminism and after. Step into your role and don't try to be something you're not that goes against the natural order. Again, this is for 99% of the people. There will be outliers. And it's fine because we're on the freedom side. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Do what you want. Going on, back to the article. They can look to the women who came before them if we stop fighting our dispositions and look to the real women, role models like Abigail Adams, who was founding father John Adams' wife.
Vain. You have overburdened your argument with ostentatious erudition. You do not need to quote great men to show you are one.
Father John Adams' wife, and most trusted confident we will find that American spirit. Once we talk about American spirit right now, you men must have the American spirit. We need to reclaim American masculinity too, but you men and women must have that American spirit. We talk about the American spirit all the time. I don't think we'll stop here. Men and women must step forward, donning their natural roles. 100%, we believe in that. Feminine women and masculine men should work together to create a balance and provide a stable, healthy nation. Well, we believe that. We say that. Look, it's not going to get fixed in Washington.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
There you go. Work together. There'll be more traction. There'll be more families. There'll be more stable families. Get into your roles and we'll have better families and we'll have a better society. We'll have more babies and that's good for society too. A feminine woman and a masculine man can make better life for all and themselves. There were women like Lyda Dutton who created newspapers during the Civil War to keep soldiers informed and housed when they needed a safe place to rest and recuperate. There were women like my grandmother, she goes on to say, with 8 kids, with her husband, and all those children went on to take care of themselves. Though my parents struggled, my successes are the successes of my mother. So she gives credit to her mother, her grandmother, and the woman who helped her. See, women can pass it on to other women. That's what you get in a stable family inside your house. Girls get to see a role model in the mother. Kids, boys get to see a role model in the father. That's an American principle. That is American femininity. Okay. We need both American masculinity and American femininity. They go together well. Embrace your roles and don't let Marxism and feminism discourage you from what you want in life. Again, it's a free choice. You have freedom. You can do what you want, but it seems like many, many people are happier in the natural order, and we believe that. It's a natural order for a reason. It's human nature for a reason. Women are the balancers. They're here to spread what? Hope, joy, faith. And they do. Think about Little Women again. Donna Reed, Little Women. Donna Reed, Let's Wonderful Life. Women, we're here to instill values within our children, give them a proper sense of justice and liberty for all. Yes, instill values, not vices. And get that nonsense in the public schools out of their life where you think you can be a cat if you're a girl, because you can't. Self-sufficiency, inherent rights, and the ability to care for oneself without government interference. These are the basic concepts. All right. She wrote Reclaiming Femininity. We've gone over it because she loves her country. So she goes on to say, we can cook an entire Thanksgiving meal with our face, smile on our faces, sit at the table and hold hands with family members. So talks about that's our purpose. We're here to uplift. We're here to move forward. And we're here to preserve the traditions of this nation. So are the men. Men have to preserve the traditions of this nation as well and stand for them peacefully. And she talks about freedoms. We believe in freedom. That's Jessica. She has a book. So look, here's the thing. Let's wrap this up. Roles give people what? Stability and order in the family. Children know where to look for discipline. Boys know where to look for a role model. Look at the man. The girls know where to look at to discover femininity. So we don't need to sow confusion and doubt in children. We need to give them great role models. Slide into the role models. Increase happiness for the majority of you. Men and women can complement it and enrich each other, and we can build stronger, better families with American women reclaiming femininity. It also gives you a better way to attract men because manly men are attracted to feminine women. So that will increase your chances of finding a fantastic guy. And for the men, you know what to look for, American femininity in a woman. If you like our mission, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button.